Hello, hello. Welcome back to Dreamhack Summer 2011. I am Day 9.
And I'm D Apollo.
And guess what we're here for right now, Mr. Apollo?
We are in for some exciting games upcoming. We have Idra versus Grubby. And wow, two of the biggest names. Not necessarily because of Grubby's results, but Grubby's influence with esports is phenomenal. And I'm excited to see this game.
Yeah, I mean, Grubby is one of those players who's been putting in a lot of practice. We've seen the Protosses of this tournament really step it up, but Idra is pretty much the powerhouse Zerg of North America, and we've seen Idra take down pretty much the best of the best when he's on. But is he on in this tournament? He's currently 1-1, Grubby 1-1 as well. This is going to be a big deciding match. Whoever wins is one step closer to one of those top two spots. Whoever loses is likely out.
And that is not where you want to be at all in this group stage. So let's get this going. First map is going to be Taldra Malta.
And it looks like the match now has started. And oh, the positions. We see that Grubby is in the top right as the blue Protoss. If you would like Grubby to take this series, give a cheer for Grubby! And in the bottom left, the bad boy Zerg of the North American scene. If you're a fan of him, give a cheer for EG's Idra!
Big fan base,
Wow.
big fan base. And as I was just at the bathroom on my way back here, scaled across the StarCraft 2 area, and I've never seen Idra so tense in all my life.
Really?
He is not comfortable right now. I mean, I was like, hey man, good luck. He's like, thanks, and continued. I was like, oh, you are so tense right now. And he's feeling the pressure. He's dropped 2 games in these two. I mean, he lost versus Merz. He also lost another game in the second series. So not looking too good for Idra. Not really playing to the standard. Usually when we see Idra in an international tournament, he's there, you know, winning 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. Like we saw at the MLG basically until he hit a Korean player. But he's dropping a lot of games right now, and I could definitely you know, feel that he wasn't comfortable.
Grubby now does manage to get that scout in, sees that Idra is in the bottom right position. Going to be very, very content to have scouted his opponent first, but Grubby very, very surprised at this placement of his. I mean, he could be going for an early expand, but this is generally the area where you want to be building those structures to do the wall across. Looks like Grubby is going to be going for a Nexus first, but apparently has some very clearly planned wall-off response.
I know, and he's basically playing into Idra now. He knows Idra's style. Everybody knows Idra's style. I don't really know anybody who doesn't. So he's going to go ahead and just go Nexus first, knowing that Idra's not going to really pressure him. Idra having lost so many games recently, trying to pressure a Protoss player that does go Forge, Expand, or Nexus first, and always fails. So Grubby's going to take that option and just go ahead and go Nexus first. Idra's going to scout it quite easily with this Overlord, and we'll get confirmation of that. Idra, though, not really going to go for Hatchery first. He's going to go for Hatchery a little bit later, around 16 or so, but is opting to get that very early gas here. And because of that probe, he's having to build 4 Lings and a Queen quite early.
And, you know, we've seen Idra pretty much always go for the mineral-focused play, delay that gas as long as possible, but today, not going to be the case. And, oh, is Grubby really going to lose this probe? Wow.
I don't know if that's actually a wise thing to do. I mean, he obviously denied Idra a couple of extra seconds on that hatchery placement, but losing that probe quite early, especially because he doesn't have that many anyway, because he had to cut probes to get this Nexus down, is quite close. And Idra sending out 3 Lings straight up into Grubby. Cannon looks like it will finish in time, though, for sure.
I mean, this is a very unusual wall-off from Grubby. I mean, it's kind of funny to note that on a map like Xel'Naga Caverns or Metalopolis, this is a standard wall-off. There's nothing too difficult about holding like this, but on a map like Tal'Darim, all of a sudden Idra can just swing around to this bottom side and begin dealing direct damage to the Nexus. Grubby now is going to have to make an early Zealot to deal with this.
Yeah, and if he's not careful, he's going to have to pull some probes to actually engage this. He's going to take a lot of hits on this Nexus, and Idra very smartly opting not to get not to go for speed immediately now, and I think he's going to go for a third. Yeah, drone is there, going to go for a third, even getting harassment on these probes. And Idra, with 3 slow Lings, doing a lot of damage here.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very, very annoying spot to be in as Grubby. I mean, generally with an early expand, you just don't take any damage at all. This is very atypical of an early expand style. We're seeing Idra smartly target those weakened Zerglings.
Is that 3 probes in total now? Well, including, if you go 4, if you include the one he lost on the natural of Idra, it's quite a heavy hit quite fast.
We do see Grubby now pulling back that one single probe, going to head that back into his main, and with this third hatchery up and that extremely, extremely late cybernetics core, we're going to see Grubby have a complete inability to really put on that much pressure. Now moving forward with an early Zealot, could do damage, but Idra does have a decent amount of lings made or in production. 3 down right now, 2 more coming up, going to be enough to deal with that first Zealot. And
I think Grubby's actually in a really bad position already. Having lost a lot of lost a lot of probes already, Idra's even got this third up, and Idra's just going to build drones now for quite a long time. Unless Grubby does something to punish Idra for going so drone heavy, it's going to be really hard because Idra's going to hit 70 drones by, you know, before 11 minutes.
Yeah.
And once he hits that comfort zone, it's going to be very hard to play against Idra's mechanical style.
We do see Grubby now taking himself a third assimilator. Generally, that's a sign of some sort of planned tech response. We see that those 2 assimilators in the main already have yielded a lot of gas for Grubby. Third hatch is down right now. That Zealot tried to march into the main, but did get picked off. We see those Zerglings not even having speed, but one of these Zerglings does have the Zealot kill on him. I will select him eventually. There he is. That is the Zergling who murdered Grubby's poor initial Zealot. And the double Stargate opening from Grubby. Will Idra get the chance to just scout it clean with these 4 lings?
I don't know. If he goes in, I think he very well could to his speed. He might go in just to harass a probe because the cannon's kind of a little bit out of position, and he'll get the information that way for sure. And there he goes to go in. He's going to try and scout and gets it. And that's pretty much... Well, what else can you say to that? He sees exactly what's going on.
Grubby looks like he will pick off one of Idra's overlords, but for the time being, Idra is using his Zerglings to do as much damage as possible. Just a ridiculous amount of damage being dealt, and now that these Stargates are down, will they be Phoenixes? Will they be Void Race? Grubby does not want to start them until those Zerglings are out of vision range. It looks like a double Phoenix play. Interesting. And is he going for the +1 attack? Well, he doesn't even have Warp Gates done yet, so Grubby in an awkward spot. Everything he's doing has been completely revealed.
Yeah, it is very awkward indeed, and I don't know how much damage he can do with these Phoenixes. We have a lot of Spore Crawlers around. I guess the big advantage is that the creep hasn't quite connected to the 3rd base yet, and any kind of Queens or Overlords out of position will get picked off. One Overlord here is definitely going to go down, and if Idra does slip up with Queen placements, very well could lose a few Queens as well.
Yeah, this double Stargate play is becoming pretty popular. There was a strong player named Xerax who managed to make his way into the Team Liquid Star League using this very nutty mass air play, transitioning straight away into those Colossus, and we see the advantage of getting that many Phoenixes, managing to get one Queen picked off. There the Queen does fall. Oops, loses one of those Phoenixes. Not an equal trade. Want to keep those Phoenixes alive as much as possible. We see another Queen just off in the middle of nowhere, so Grubby getting a lot of free damage.
Yeah, and that's what I basically said. As long as Idra had Queens in the correct position and not out there trying to spread creep, then he should be able to defend it. And losing drones here as well in a cute little transfer, but it doesn't work out. Might be able to get another Queen. Just going to go for the Overlords, though. But this harassment is doing a lot of damage to Idra.
And we see, oh, and he does manage to pick up that Queen. Will he be able to take it out in time? Idra smartly targeting the weakened one, but no! Grubby gets yet another Queen.
And he's adding on 6 gateways right now as well. And it looks like he's going to do a lot of harassment and then just go for this kind of 2-base aggression style. And Idra's taking a very fast 4th base. This very well might catch him off by surprise.
And it looks like that Queen in the main gets taken out. More drones getting lifted. Idra now pulling away, and it looks like Grubby is caught up to Idra in the food count. And more Overlords moving to the rally point. Big sloppiness by Idra.
Wow. And if you look at the unit count, 62 pros versus 68 drones. Grubby's caught up with that as well. Still more Phoenixes. In total now, we have 8 Phoenixes just moving around doing so much damage. 6 gateways being added on here, including the one on the front. That's 7 total now, and we're going to have this +1. It looks like Grubby's going to go for a +1 time attack.
Oh my gosh, he's just eating through all the Overlords, pulling back the weakened Phoenixes. It doesn't matter that there are the Spore Crawlers there. He is just cleaning up, and oh no, it looks like Idra. Will he fall behind? Oh, barely manages to keep an Overlord alive. Looks like he will be tempted to pick it off, picking off 1, 2, then on the retreat. Very cool play, and oh my goodness, Idra going for a Nidus network, but what he doesn't know is there are 7 full gateways in the main producing a a lot of gateway units.
And I've seen Idra do this a lot. He'll actually not try to get the Nidus inside the main. He'll actually just use his slings, like you're seeing now. He's going to put it here to deny this third and start to pressure this front as...
Oh, is there a Nidus worm by my Nexus? It looks like Grubby sees it, but oh, he's going to end up pulling it back a little bit late. But this could be a real backfire for Idra.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Idra's going back... Well, he's going back into the Nidus Canal. And Grubby looks like he's going to defend it, but Idra pulling back out here. And this engagement, I'm not sure it's going to go well.
Oh, Grubby's going to pick off a lot of Hydras here. We see now that Idra is getting force fielded back. There are going to be way too many units. Idra needs to retreat, but he is continuing to engage. He's losing so many Hydraless. Idra is putting himself in a terrible position.
And this is going to be cleaned up now. The Nidus Worm will go down. Idra's fourth base not being used at all for any economic... And an Overlord does go in. Another Nidus Worm goes inside the main. Probes being pulled off to take this out, though.
Overlord gets taken out as well. The use of that Phoenix easily spotting a lot of units. He is in good shape at this point in time. Will this attack be enough? Grubby has done the setup that he needs, but his macro's starting to slip behind. He really needs to warp in a lot more units if he wants to hope to be able to do the damage he needs against Idra.
And it looks like these Lings are going to town on these Stalkers, unfortunately. Hydras are getting picked up quite fast, though.
I mean, Idra's macro really what is keeping him alive at this point in time, but Grubby is the one who's really faltering on his macro. Grubby has done an amazing job harassing Idra on shutting down all the possibilities for Idra, but oh no, Idra now swelling forward with a ton of Lings and Hydralisks. We see a couple of Stalkers trickling in from Grubby, but I'm not sure it'll be enough, Apollo.
I don't think so, and he's going to have to retreat. Zealots are coming in, which will help out a ton. Idra does not want to fight off creep, and in the background, Grubby is trying to get this robotics bay out, which will be able to combat this really well, because there's no Roach Swarm, there is a Roach Swarm, sorry, but there's no Spire, which is going to be quite vital in doing this, and a counterattack being launched by Idra in the top left-hand side might be able to get a cancel on this Nexus.
I mean, this is one of the key moves of this game thus far. Idra managing to secure a little bit of offensive action. Grubby will be able to defend it. He morphs in enough Stalkers and Zealots in time, and now we finally see the Colossus and range popping up, but I mean, Grubby is putting himself in a very scary spot. This far away from home, he's had a full round of units morphed in for defense. He needs to pull back immediately. And
yeah, I mean, he could try to pressure that fourth base, which he knows is up because he's seen the stream of units, yet these Lings have just come out, which will definitely chase them down. Grubby's hope in this game is to switch up to Colossus without Idra really knowing so. As Idra has no idea currently about it, so he can switch up quite nicely and wait for 2-3 Colossus, then push out and try to kill Idra that way. Otherwise, it's going to be quite a hard battle from here. He's quite fallen behind, 176 supply versus 143, despite actually having the drone lead, which is kind of surprising here.
Wow, 82 probes out for Grubby. He's been meticulous about making sure all those are getting produced. We do see the Overlord making a nice network in the back. Does Grubby see it? He does. He's sending probes to try to kill it off. Will he get it in time? Looks like it's going to be close. It's at 80 health, and it's going to pop up. Oh, 2 Roaches get out. In the nick of time, he is now morphing in some Stalkers to clean that up, but he's going to need to morph in a lot more than just a measly 2, and indeed he does manage to get it up. Grubby now has 1 Colossus, needs to wait for that range, needs to wait for a few more Colossi, but we're starting to see more Lings and Hydras getting produced, even though that's a not ideal composition against Stalker, Zealot, Colossus. It might just be too much. It looks like Idra is going to beat Grubby to the punch.
And yeah, huge engagement. I'm not sure that Idra should really engage there, and he's not even taking the Vespian Geysers in the bottom left, which is huge. I mean, you expand to get gas, and Idra's only mining minerals. You can see in the resources that he needs gas. And Idra really playing, even though it's Idra, he's just playing kind of sloppy this game, I feel.
And there it looks like Grubby beginning to advance forward, the 173 food army, but oh, the Colossus way at the front! Big blunder by Grubby. He's trying to pull back, trying to reposition, but he does not have the number of the force fields that he needs, but still his unit count is ridiculously high. Grubby needs to pull back, reposition a little bit, but right now we see a lot of Roaches getting produced, a 4th base going down by Grubby. Very, very good expansion timing, but I'm very worried about this forward force of Grubby's.
Another counterattack here by Idra going up. Cannon just about finishes, but 2 pylons will probably go down here, and it looks like he's going to go straight for the cannon. 1 Zealot being warped in, and quite successful harassment here by Idra.
Looks like he might be able to clean up. He does indeed. Trying to respread out. Now 3 Colossi in the mix. Doing a lot of damage from afar, but Idra coming in from a bad angle. Oh no, no roach speed for Idra. The slow roaches and hydras, he's going for it. Very bad attack angle for Idra, but he has just so many units. One force field getting thrown down, and Grubby getting the better of that due to that very sloppy positioning by Idra.
And I'm surprised he didn't wait for the Corruptors. He has 8 just about to pop out. That would have been pretty cool for Idra to do, but these Colossus are doing a lot of damage here. You look at the kills on them, so many kills. 17 and 9 kills on both Colossus, and now Grubby slowly pushing back Idra here.
We see a lot of damage being dealt by those Colossi at the back. Idra just accepting the engagement and losing a lot of units. Grubby now taking the lead in the food. 1 Colossus does fall, but Grubby continuing to reinforce. His 4th base is up as well. All the Corruptors are getting taken out. Idra in a very bad position, losing all the Corruptors. More Colossus swing in. Grubby may very well take game 1.
Oh my god, Idra just does not have enough gas. Only 8 Hydras in production now. 24 Lings are not going to be good against this Colossus at all. He cannot build any more Corruptors, and Idra's really falling apart in this tournament, and now Grubby's going to launch an attack on this right-hand side and very well could do a key amount of damage here.
Does manage to take out these Spine Crawlers. His expansion virtually done, but at this point in time, he's going to be able to take out the Hydralisk Den, a very key structure. Idra has a few Zerglings moving out. Will they end up spotting the 4th? It looks like they are headed up in that direction. But more Stalkers, more Colossi rolling on in, and here the cannons finish just in time. Ooh. Terrible news for Idra. Grubby with the instant reaction, morphing in those Zealots.
1-1 upgrades for Grubby now versus Idra's 2-0, but Grubby taking down this base, and that is not at all what Idra needs. He needs the Vespene Geyser most definitely. Just doesn't have enough gas to do anything here. So many Lings, and this is a desperate attack here by Idra.
Oh, not that many force fields, but it's going to be just enough. Closing all the units into the kill zone. Not nearly enough Corruptors. 1 falls. Can he eliminate the other 2? It might not even matter. There are so many units on the field right now, but Idra, with his heroic macro, surrounds it and manages to kill the push.
Ooh. Idra. That was close, man. That was so close. Now he's got the upper hand once again. Back up to 182 supply versus 144 Grubby. And Stalker doing a lot of damage on this left-hand side. Does see that base, killing a few roaches, but will eventually go down. And now the macro of Idra really kicking in, really pushing forward with this, and going to launch a huge attack here. Into the, boy, it looks like he might go directly to the 3rd base. It's probably the weakest location of Grubby right now.
I mean, Grubby is starting to advance out, and you know Idra, a lot of respect for the fact that he's continuing to hang in despite being at an awkward position. We've seen him give up early before, but in this game, Idra is continuing to battle it out. Could go for the 4th. Looks like he's going for the main. Uh-oh, this could again be another sloppy engagement. We see the 2 Colossi dealing a lot of damage. Not enough units from Grubby, though. There are a ton of roaches streaming in. If he could get force fields up to block off, he could possibly hold, but no, he does not have nearly enough units. The Colossi get obliterated. Wow. Stalker's trying to morph in. Grubby's going to have some miraculous Blink Micro if he wants to stay alive.
And he is Blink Microing away here, but I think there's just too many roaches. Hydra back up, and 16 Lings in production. So many units are coming back out now for Idra, and I think this is going to be the end of Grubby. Once these Stalkers are pinned down in this location, that is his remaining army. 105 food versus 175 for Idra, and looks like Zer is going to take Tal'Drim Ultra this game.
Wow, Grubby, who is inches from the win, gives the GG. Wow, I am very impressed with the way that Idra held on in that game. And extremely impressed.
I mean, we've seen Idra leave games when he's winning. I mean, that was the kind of game he was losing quite heavily and kind of stayed in there for once and pulled through, which is what a lot of his fans have been desperately calling Idra to do over and over on. Just stay in the game, continue until it is over, and play your macro style. And it came through eventually, though it was a bit rocky in the mid stages.
Yeah, I will say, the Idra that we saw in this game is definitely not the Idra that we saw in his series against OGS MC, the first 2 games that they played in MLG Columbus. I mean, in those games, we saw an impeccable style of Zerg, phenomenal play, but in that game, there was a lot of sloppiness. Queens, Overlords caught out of position, and in those relentless streams of Stalkers, Idra was extremely close to losing the entire game.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of mistakes actually by Idra, and if we compare that to players we've seen throughout the tournament so far, I mean, we look at Sase, we just saw, flawless play, completely sharp, and Idra, even though he's kind of scraping through the groups a little bit, here and there, he's not really showing the form that he needs to compete in this tournament, I think. There's just too many good players here, so many world-famous players, and if he comes up against a Korean playing this style, I don't think he's going to really match up to them. So hopefully Idra now has the confidence taking that game down to go from here and play strong and continue in the rest of his tournament.
Well, Idra's the kind of player who's really good at situations he's practiced lots and lots and lots. That is a very unusual opening, a very new school opening, the very fast two-star port Phoenix play. The only player I've ever seen use that a lot is StarTale's Ace, but he has not been playing in a lot of international tournaments, essentially only the IEM and the NASL. So Idra may very well not have enough games under his belt to know how to open that up. He seemed to falter a little at the start, but then he started to slowly get back up on his feet. But Grubby had a very clear set of transitions planned that allowed him to get a good lead in the mid-game. But that really goes to show you that as Protoss, you need to attack at angles where you can reinforce, because otherwise Zerg is going to be able to cut off incoming Protoss units and eventually overrun you.
I think one of the biggest mistakes from Grubby that game too is he kind of forgot about the Twilight Council and was stuck on 1-1 for a very long time, and we noticed from other top Protoss players that they do get that along with their plan and continue to upgrade their units. He kind of got stuck there a little bit before +2 could come out, but no